Well, with me inside the program, I want to welcome Khadija Zainab Bangura, in the Legal Affairs Manager and Audit Service Salon, as in they also for talk about the proposed audit service regulation. Good afternoon and welcome to the program in the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so now before we can talk about the proposed audit service regulation, and now start for telling about audit service salon, then work class salon.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity for can talk to Ifambul them. Well, Audit Service Sierra Leone, now the Supreme Audit Institution of Sierra Leone. And waiting a Supreme Audit Institution, this now that any country where you go, you get the auditors the way they audit government business. So then consider them for be as #1 audit institution of any country. So for Winner Salon, na Audit Service Sierra Leone, where the office created by Section 119 of the 1991 Constitution, where say the President can appoint an Auditor General, where in office na public office. So the Auditor General in office, where they work with na the audit service, and the role of this institution now for audit all government, the MDAs, local councils, chiefdom authorities, and any entity where they receive or use government or public funds. So any side money then they or public money, public resources they, the Auditor General and the audit service now they go there for ensure say people they use government money how for use them or manage government assets how for use them. So now the primary function or mandate of the audit service Sierra Leone.
So how normally una can do una audit? Is it that una get work man in a different ministry departments or agency, or una can go there by time?
Okay, well for audit service Sierra Leone, they can call we the external auditors. Where I mean external auditors, we separate from the management setup of any public entity. We the outside. So now the distinction then between we and the internal auditor. Okay. Other na internal auditor na then they with the management of their office, they are the ministries, local councils, then and then they work with the management of their office and they on the day-to-day auditing process. Whilst we as external auditors, they come in once every year for can just oversee and examine how then they use public money. So we na external auditors, we not attached in any entity. We they out, but they come in on stipulated times.
Okay, so is it that not only funds we they can get to governments, ministry departments and agencies down at the auditor and get other things also at the audit side office standing?
Well, okay, auditing first for now they get different types of auditing. Okay. So, but the primary one them where the international organization of supreme audit institutions they recognize for now the financial compliance and performance audit. So, and then type audit are then different. Like financial, you don't have money, someone into the financial statements and the rest. And the compliance, we they go inside the entity for say if then they comply with the law. For example, most entities then get law where they govern and they get their own act. And even not only within their own act, there are certain regulation and they will get broad governance. So when we auditor they go for go see not only how they use public money, but even how they comply with the laws and how they manage certain assets and certain issues. Like for example, not only about the Ebola audit. So that particular audit be now a specialized audit for see how they may manage not only the pandemic at that time, but how they may use also the public funds during that process day. So different type of audits day, but when we they go in as waiting the we call on the audit environment, waiting the institution they do their mandate, now I also can suggest how we for audit them.
Okay, continue for the with me at the program. In name na Khadija Zainab Bangura, in the Legal Affairs Manager and Audit Service Salon. And they also for talk about the proposed audit service regulation. The program may show the continue and we go look at another issue inside the program. The head of innovation at the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation, Jesse Kamara, said the innovation entrepreneurship policy with the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation they develop now go help change salon ecosystem. Jesse Kamara talk this way the ministry go all one engagement with stakeholder them. Now the innovation sector for CC this policy go develop and work with together for push salon innovation go before na the wall. We report Alaji Jalo gets more in Gona reports.
After he win the June 24, 2023 general election, President Biobi make a promise before the election to Salone people who say he will give strength to infrastructure, technology and innovation, and for make that they happen, policy they need for day in place we go guide that particular sector for say able for benefit people we already dey into RAM. As inside the past year them, people where they into innovation don't they realize little or absolutely nothing from the innovative skills. And for sake of this, make the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation now develop one innovation entrepreneurship policy. We go talk on how innovator them go able for benefits from them sabi. As then they push together this document now, the ministry don't engage stakeholders them at the innovation sector. We in the talk during this engagement, the head of innovation at the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation, Jesse Kamara, say this policy go help change Salone ecosystem.
The Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation is developing an innovation and entrepreneurship policy that we believe will be a game changer for Sierra Leone's ecosystem. But here is the thing, we are the ecosystem. For this policy to succeed, we need your input and feedback. This work began at the summit in June. Let us cross the T's and dot the I's together to ensure this policy hits the mark.
We in the talk, the team lead na Invest Salone, Chuku Emeka Chukwuezi, talk about the pillar them where they na this policy.
Policy itself, there are 6 pillars which you can see. Policy and regulatory development, talent and entrepreneurship development, pillar 2, pillar 3, infrastructure, pillar 4, investment, stimulation and promotion hangs around these things. Now, in the consultations that we had, people raised the issue of the regulatory hurdles that are faced by business. The complex requirements, the burdensome requirements, opaque procedures, lack of clarity, corruption in business registration, corruption in banking, all of these things were highlighted. And again, if you do business, you're probably familiar with these things.
Isa in your own talk, the Minister of Communication, Technology and Innovation, Salim Abbas, say this policy not for only put on a paper, but in one for see development.
It's not about just doing a policy, having it in paper, and we celebrate a policy. Actually, we're not celebrating that because that's just the first step. What we do want to see is, as a result of that innovation entrepreneurship policy, we've seen 50 startups make it at some other stage by amount of years. I actually have a goal. I want to see where we get the first unicorn in Sierra Leone. That's actually my goal. That's my dream. If you ask what my dream is with the innovation entrepreneurship policy, with the National Innovation Fund that we're trying to do, the goal is to see how can we have a target to get the first unicorn company in Sierra Leone.
After that statement there, I meet and talk with some of the people them. Maybe they part of this engagement and at this then be get for sale.
Okay, me na Director Momo, me na the co-chair for the Sierra Leone Film Council. First of all, I want to say we thank you because we reached this far. The fact that we don't reach this point for begin consider and this na validation stage with this, so I mean it's a very good thing. Other countries, you see the creative industry, they contribute to the GDP. We will not because the policies, the system, not they, for control that.
My name is Alex Dovina Kamara and I come up from Fabi College. I'm a final year student and this policy I really want me to include them because as a student with the struggles so long in this entrepreneurship level, because if you read a course that if you're not engineer or lawyer, like for going to entrepreneurship, people they say a waste of time. Or so like we want this policy for happen and be able for incorporate this with system and curriculum in order for make we able for no say entrepreneurship and that of we goals in life and professionally go in one.
Then people there end up calling other innovators them and serve private sector for put hand together for push Salone innovation na the world for the Society for Radio Democracy. Me na Alaji Jalo the report.
The program na midday show they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Yourself can be part of the program by why go send a comment or text message to the number 077981981 or self you go now Radio Democracy Facebook page. I still get with me Khadija to Zaina Bangua in the Legal Affairs Manager and Audit Service Salone. And they also for talk about the proposed audit service regulation. Well, Madam Bango, as you don't talk on audit service salon they work and some of the thing the way una the audit on. So now we see outside this BNN, the parliament they look inside the 2022 audit report. So now what's the relationship between audit service salon and parliament?
As I say initially, the 1991 Constitution then creates the Office of the Auditor General. And one of the section them inside that same subsection within that section they spell and clearly say even though the Auditor General independent in the exercise of a mandate, but he gets an obligation for submit all reports to Parliament. So remember say the arms of government separate, the judiciary day, the executive day, and also Parliament they win the legislation. So the work where the Auditor General they do now for oversee how they manage public resources, as I always they say. Okay. And if they don't do them, you know, say they report back to the people the way they examine. So what they do? They report to Parliament, and Parliament by waiting the law say then get oversight over the report. So when we report them to Parliament, because we don't report it don't become a public document. Parliament now they also set up they get everything they call the Public Accounts Committee. Yeah. Now they now can watch it to we report, go through with recommendations and we findings, and also invite officials and public officials away then see say certain recommendation they speak to for come Parliament and maybe give answer for see why certain thing they like idea or how they go address certain issue where the Auditor General speak out and put inside a report. So now that relationship we get with the audit and report, then they do the oversight for make sure say the recommendations them be implemented.
So is it that audit service alone gets the power for make sure say the ministry departments and agency then they are able for hold accountable?
Well, you know say now a legal society with it. Okay. So when a legal society with it, we need to do things by the rules. So like audit service, we get the Audit Service Act of 2014, where they recently amended last year of 2023. So then two document there, then two legislation there, together with the Constitution, and then they govern, and then they tell we waiting for doing how we they do certain way they do. So if you look into them, not of us say the Auditor General not get power for go after public officials where they give recommendation. But what the law for say, when they go for audit, during the audit, we don't do examination, in observation, you don't ask questions, you don't verify. If you're not satisfied with certain issues, it will issue out query, like query letters. Okay. So what did the law say? With the query, like we they ask you formally why certain thing they so, why you know they so. So the law say we can query and then for respond. So if they respond, we verify, the issue can be resolved. Then we forget about the issue. But if the response not satisfactory, or they not even give you the proper answer, then forgive you. Now that time now you can see, now then thing and then you can see they come up inside the Auditor General report. So the first thing that acts what they ask, and one way of we authority for make sure say people they are answerable to what they do. But I don't want to stop there. There is something else where the law say the Auditor General can do. Where they not the law, but over the years we know the Auditor General not be they apply them because you not get like the certain rules how for do them. Where they call disallowance and surcharge. Disallowance and surcharge they make now a mechanism where the law provide that any side where the Auditor General examine. When I mean the Auditor General, any auditor where they work for, we they represent them because I get the vested power. Meets any expenditure where irregular. What I mean by irregular? Sometimes they spend money where they don't get right for spend. They spend on the wrong way, or they mismanage them, or through negligence or misconduct, then cause losses. You know, sometimes they go procure bad goods, or sometimes they fail for retire documents, or they go buy something and not take receipt. So it don't cause loss of public money. The law say the Auditor General for make sure say that person we responsible for that loss pay back the money.
If they not pay back the money, wait till the
Auditor General, the law say can take them go court for that money. And the interesting part, una know say ACC self can do recoveries and can go after people they after a report come out. Yes. But now wait till they say when they can do recovery, the money they go back in a consolidated fund. But under this disallowance and surcharge, the money need to go back na consolidated fund. Because remember, say when they do them budgetary allocation and approval, then set them money for the use or the benefit of every agency. You know what I mean? So if you go back na the consolidated fund, it don't go back. Then this institution don't suffer loss, don't lose opportunity, or don't lose forget waiting there for we get. So under this mechanism, the money you they pay them back to the entity where you cause the loss. So then go able for recover or achieve that target where the misuse or mismanagement be affect. So as I say, it can take them go court for the money through civil proceedings. This is not a criminal. Now a civil procedure where the law set and give the Auditor General the power for exercise. When now in one of the main things that we make, we they try to forget this with regulation. So we will see how the Auditor General self can run after public money the way that they misuse or mismanage.
Okay, so over the past year, the don't suicide audit service alone only pull the audit reports and give some recommendations them. So it don't change so far per recommendation in the way una they give for say government official they use government couple the right way.
Well, you said go attest like the governance landscape don't change in terms of remember now when you hear about Auditor General report, the whole country they shake.
Yeah.
Because all my one see waiting the inside. But we all know say Salomon he say now 1 week talk, 2 weeks talk. So over time, government and partners them, including the audit service, don't they see how we will put mechanisms in place so that people then go to comply? Because like I say their recommendation here, where the auditor then can at your office, then they can for witch hunt, then they can for give problem. What we want for do? We call ourselves say we they can for add value. For example, for Kaya we can audit, we want for make sure so we give recommendation where they make una achieve una objectives, una do things the right way, and if it maybe increase performance. So what now we don't do? Government don't set they get what they call now the SOPs, standards of procedure, but then they are the between we and the internal auditor them for say government official and they implement what to say. Another method again, now una waiting parliament they do. Where parliament through the PAC, they invite public officials say, if the Auditor General don't make recommendation, why you not implement them? What you for do for implement and so on and so forth. So we want for really see say the collector say their recommendation, yeah, they not just they make them fruitlessly. They make them for a purpose. So efforts don't they in place, and we say self can track, but we still encourage. We know say people can do better. So now that's more now we focus for say that they implement recommendations so the country go better, we people themselves go really enjoy government resources.
So as we don't talk on audit service salon, they work and then different in the way the audits they do na salon. So now let's look at this proposed audit service regulation.
Okay, and as they are today now for just make we family know about the activities of the audit service Sierra Leone, where for this year we will not receive government support for law formulate regulations. You know, as I say, we get the law, we get the constitution, we get the Act of 2014, we were amended in 2023. But then lawyer generally at times can just state broad principles like policy statements, how we can do this, or the audit service can do X, Y, and Z. But at times, because of the kind where we work in a technical field, like a specialized field. Thing they do for do, we be say, because they could not get like the rules that were spelled out clearly. Where even a year, we just take we act and read. At times, it can be difficult for them we do them. As I mentioned, just this power called the surcharge and disallowance. It don't deny the law. Remember, the act are the 10 years this.
Okay.
So there are so many things we can do in terms of the operations, procedural aspect. So we say we need regulations. So we will be like we handbook. When both we and one of the auditor can call auditees, go able to know that when audit service kaya, now so and so they do, and now this kind way and this kind way they do them. So now that make we they try for develop regulations. And over this period, we don't really get a draft document because how we do them, we consult because it has been a highly consultative process. Because you know, as I don't say, audit business and all man business. Remember, because one way or the other, the work with government they do, they affect the lives of every Sierra Leonean. So we don't see say key stakeholders in there, because remember, if we don't go audit, you need for no processes, right? So I will not just go sit down to we safe formulate this law. I can count problem. You say they take round for take square for put on a round hole. Why avoid that? So now we don't go engage stakeholder them, let them know what we want to develop, what the provision they will don't come up with, and also forget the
own. Some of the provision they will not come up with.
Well, we get several one them. Like for example, we try one of the provision under the regulation. They talk about the scope of audit.
Okay.
What I mean by scope of audit, that when the auditor they come, now then certain tier then they look for. For example, they will talk say we want to say una use money according to the budgetary allocation. We want to say if na revenue generating entity when we they come for audit, we know they only come for check the money on generate, but how na they do how na they issue receipts and so on. So if you go through, you they see them provision in there. We also talk about quality management. That remember, we every statement where there is how we report get so much profound meaning and impact. So we also did put inside clearly inside the regulation say every work where they come up from the audit service for be of high quality and for comply with international standards, and also for be done in observance of the codes of ethics. Because if you go for go audit somebody, there are certain way and manner you for do your work. So then say don't resist and just say then come up. And again, this disallowance where I talk about surcharge, if you go through the regulation, we don't try for come up with step-by-step procedure, how the process they start on to the end. So that at least now remember one of the principles of good governance are transparency. Yeah. You get for be transparent. People really for know how any process they start at the end. So nobody no go say una bias or nobody no go say una they discriminate. So all they have 15 in the kind side, even the kind audits the way we they do. Another thing again we come up again among the provision and the unrestricted access. Remember auditor they come now like an inquiry job. You always need to ask question. You know they can audit on a kind of office to you. You say A, you accept say na A. You get for verify, you get for check. So this regulation they say just like how the Constitution provide, when an auditor can audit, if you allow and let access the premises, if you allow access to documents, if you even allow and let access persons. Because at times you go first now you get the job, but when we ask 2-3 other persons involved also in the process, you never just say no. Now this one great person you for talk to. So the regulation all the try for spell and clearly say when we auditor then go now so then they work and now this privilege they get and now this right they get and now this thing for do and now this not for do.
Okay, so take me through the stakeholder engagement so na get na different districts in the country for sake of this audit service regulation.
All right. So what do we do first? Because even before we develop the draft provision them, we go first we get what we call like pre-consultation, where we do and within the key MDAs them inside this public financial landscape. We na Ministry of Finance, Accountant General, we go serve to the judiciary, we go to the Ministry of Justice, you know, and then give me their ideas, then give me their understanding, because then self get role. Okay. So the whole of last week we began at the regions, because now government not to free turn no more, it has been decentralized. And as I say, then local council they are now one of the people the way with the audit, because SSF they administer public funds and resources for we people the way in the regions. So the whole of last week we did put local for the Northwest, and any side we go representatives and they come all the councils and chiefdom, the councils and within that locality they or within that region join we at the headquarter towns. So we go put local. We go Makeni, we go Kenema, and Nabo the whole of last week. And in that meeting here, the councils then be represented, MDAs then be represented, and most importantly, we also involve CSOs and the media. Okay. Remember, they're not a government body them. Well, we all now know say we all are partners in development, so they all be there and give their own saying how they think say this regulation for look like, because also they affect them directly.
Okay, so waiting gets for being next after this stakeholder engagements for this proposed audit service regulation.
Yes, well, this week as a day, so tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, we dey complete the rounds of consultations. Where tomorrow, Wednesday, we dey hold on with the free, like those in the western area, the councils, them, the Freetown City Councils and the Rural Council. Also, all the MDAs, they were key MDAs. We don't invite them. They say for come, we go through this provision there, explain them to them. You know, let them self give their own say. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow, the law safe therefore apply to them. So then I'll say, hey, will not be no. Remember, say, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So they engage them. Then Thursday, I don't know if you know, audit service get way to call, the acts give it the power for also for work with external auditors.
Okay.
So there were people that were not really staff of the audit service, now private audit firms them. But if you look, we mandate, remember the audit service and for audit all ministries, all agencies, all parastatals. You know, it's too broad. Then we not get the kind of capacity in sense, we not get the kind of staff power, the manpower, or even the resources for go round this country and do that work they on we own. So the law say, if 10 come areas and though the Auditor General thinks say we don't overstretch, we can recruit, we can hire the services of private audit firms where we can work for we and work in the name of the Auditor General. So then SSF will not push them all. Thursday we dey engage with them because then SSF gets a whole part we dedicated to how we they manage them people and they react. So then SSF go forget that. And again, we also go for consult Parliament. Remember, you don't talk about PSC, like major stakeholder. We can't do without them. We therefore engage with them because the regulations have therefore be their own tool. Because if they get oversight, therefore no, as well as the finance committee. Because under this new law, the law don't make sure say now the way our audit service therefore they get their own money for own operations, they're different from all other government institutions. Remember, the Auditor General, so the law say it will be independent.
Okay.
And the independence now twofold. You get operational independence, they get financial independence. When me say, how would they get with money? We not for strength for get with money. We not for the go lobby. You know, imagine with the audit finance, they would go lobby out for see that they give it. So this new law don't make it possible now say, even when we want money, now Parliament now we get for the go for money, now they go approve and finance go release some. Now so the law don't say this new amendment. So then SSF get for engage with them and see say when the regulation come out, it be all man documents, the buying go there. So now that's
so what are some of the action away audit service salon can take where normally they can pull the audit reports now though if they found any ministry, departments and agency they way misuse government couple?
Well, as I say, for now, if you go through the law, really what we can do directly, we can do recommendation waiting for do. Because Sunday not to just money, maybe the person not they get proper asset register in terms of how for mark government property them, how for manager, you know, because our money they take by then, our government property. So then they not for say for payback. We can recommend say make sure say you get a proper asset register. Okay. So we go when we go the order the following year, we audit so they not just they jump to new thing. We they follow up. See, we'll be saying you do this, you do so then I want to can do in follow up audit. We can also Parliament, as I say, can call them because they get more train pass we. And again, as I say, we self-plan say when this regulation pass, we say begin run at them government money, we people they misuse and mismanage.
Yeah, because we don't see more of parliaments where the PSC committee they do now the all public institution and accountable for couple with them misuse.
Yeah, well, I myself listen the news and with a smile. Because really, if you go inside the Public Financial Management Act, it make it clear. It say official the way they manage money for do and so in accordance with the prescribed financial management rules. So when you now accountant, when you now procurement officer, or you be vote controller na any public institution, the way a manner how you for use money they, and we also the things say you supposed to get the know-how and the experience. So if you don't know say this law say when you they do certain thing now so for do then you not do am. mismanagement, or you can't find out say you know able for waiting for do the money misuse or loss. I just say something need for be done. Okay. Because we really want to let this country go before and government self they see say we all for support their mechanism here, so we go try for avert their misuse we don't they happen for a long time.
Okay, so how audit service alone only contributes to the country national development?
Myself, there was a time when I not be enter into this field, like I not be know about auditing per se. Yeah. You know, but this me brief time where I don't spend with the audit service, I can say the audit service now one of the most important institutions in this country. Imagine the mandate now that they examine and report on the accounts, all public accounts and public offices. Okay. So public schools or universities or hospitals or everything we're connected to the lives of Sierra Leonean. You could just say there, oh, government they do this now. We are the eye of the government because we they go all over. The judiciary, they, but if not get a case to judiciary, they not go do anything. But we, the mandatory government give we they go outside, whether in education, whether in agriculture, whether in this. And then we report how we can come up to it. We don't see changes. And now even we don't try, like first time, because of people are not really know. Is they say audit, they don't afraid. But this be entire, we don't try for demystify, break down the law, let people don't understand. We don't do a lot of stakeholder engagement, we can go around the country, talk to people, explain to them. Because imagine, if we all above our government for help, post not they check how government they use the money, problem go there. So we they serve as the arm where they do like some sort of checks and balances and report say, this year now so government money they use or this year they do small mistake or this year they not do this. Now that now we work. So we they try for make sure say we be that yai. We they watch all side for say government money they use them properly and for the intended purposes.
Okay, so with all the mandates where audit service salon gets, how credible and independent the institution be for CCA unable for all governments accountable?
We all they see what we do. Audit service, we don't say the year they register and they always expect to report.
Yeah.
Me boss and my office can call a report say now we primary product. Without that report, we don't even need for exist. And it's not just a report. We acting auditor general always emphasize, in we meetings, management meetings, they say it's not just about coming out with a report, but a report will go meaningful to the lives of the ordinary Sierra Leonean. Those will just say cash loss. There are things where the ordinary Sierra Leonean need. For example, the ordinary Sierra Leonean, when they go hospital, it want make sure say there are enough staff in the hospital for treatment, enough medicine there for free medical or this that. And we all know say central government they do their allocation within the way we're able for do them. So what do we they do? We they go in and see how really people they do their work and report on how they need to work. If na good work, we dey talk am. The way to see now we dey talk, and not only for go just expose. Now we dey see say we dey try for encourage or dey tease them for do the right thing. So now we dey call them all now. We can call ourselves say we are all partners in development. Now we all dey work for push salon go before.
So Madam Zana, now look at how important this proposed audit service regulation be.
Well, regulation then they serve, then get purpose when they serve. Let's say for example one that they help with translation. Say inside the act where parliamentary and they pass and they put certain things and they say that this they want. So regulation they try for translate that legislative intent for let it be more clear. Also regulation also they enhance compliance. Because really, if people they know how to do certain things or know say when auditor then come now this way if I approach them or this nine the reason why they do so, they assist for let people then comply with the law. As I say, it make them clear. Because now you they know why they do certain things. Because for example, if auditor can they begin ask you certain question, you go begin say you ask him a good question. So, but with the regulation, really they explain the reasons for the question, the way to they do the questions, and even how they start the audit and how they end the audit process. So again, they help with direction. Because remember, we get this kind of broad mandate. So what is the regulation they do? They can make sure say the way our manner we they do we work, it clear, straightforward, and also go help for be consistent. So and also enhance oversight. So now the purpose and then of regulation. So even we at audit service, we dey hope say we self the aim say we will regulation they come. This good work we dey do, we continue for do and go really support we for make sure say every power or function where the law give we dey apply them as the law say we for they do. So now that make we dey really push for let we get these regulations this 2024 financial year.
Okay, so how this stakeholder engagement they help una work for sake of this proposed audit service regulation una they do right now?
Yes, you know, so they can always say 2 heads are better than 1. So by this case we get many heads.
Okay.
So and people they get different backgrounds and perspective. Let's say for example when we be there put local, the paramount chief we attend the event now be a former accountant. So we really enjoy like when it come in with your expertise. So we get people on our expert in HRM or like human resource issues. So when we do engage on this regulation, maybe things and they were just as auditors we not see.
Okay.
So then they bring them out clearly. Like I remember, for example, one draft provision will come up with now for say this we call a non-disclosure of information. Because during the audit process, there is something we call confidentiality in the sense when I audit you, it will be between me and you. Now when we done, you know, we done, at that time now where the auditor they put an report, it become a public document. So we put and they say clearly auditors not for just a disclose. Because at times it's like I go call them during that process of the audit, things can change. We can query something, but 1-2 weeks down the line it can be cleared. So if they get leakages, they at the end of the day they find out our report, people they become suspicious, then they begin doubt to integrity. So we put and they normal say people not for do so. That's what happened. In the engagement of McKinney, somebody else clearly say, not for just say somebody not for do so, not for put penalty if they do so, now this will meet them. Again, another interesting one we talk about say people they for pay back their money. If now you cause the government suffer loss for payback, then other ask say, well we safe. If later they find out say government the money really will not misuse them, government for pay we back. And they forgive me interest. So you know the insights and the way the we stakeholders and the give me is so valuable to me. And I even want to share with we family they listen to me say even now because the process is ongoing.
Okay.
We they welcome anybody who thinks say gets a say or it gets way one law will consider. You can write to the office and we can try for look into them. If we think say they in line with the auditing best standards and practice, we can incorporate them. But as at now, the document are a draft. And when they go to the next step here, as they give you their input, we serve them for CC, the law officers, them, the Ministry of Justice, we are not sitting at the government draftsman. We can forget again technical retreat, watch the document well, scrutinize and tell her, let it really look like I for look.
Okay.
They go become law now.
Okay, so what's next after the stakeholder engagement?
So after stakeholder engagement, we get forget what we call the technical retreat. When the expertise, the people that really get experts, they look the language, they really see say what will they say. The provision really they speak to the intention behind it. You don't say something, they say something but they sound another way.
Yeah.
So get forget another level of scrutiny when I then now go try for like harmonize. You know, because we don't realize say at times the inputs are they almost similar. What they go say put local go similar from what they say na bo. Okay. So where we go now, just have for say I go compile everything, pick out the one that we really think is relevant. Then at the end of the day, when eventually the document will come up parliament, it will be a document where everybody will be able to understand and say indeed that this can be shared with we.
Okay, plenty thank you for joining at the program. In name na Khadijatu Zainab Bangoa, in the legal affairs manager na audit service salon. And me there also for talk about the proposed audit service regulation, where audit service salon they engage stakeholders them now na different parts na the country. Plenty thank you for joining at the program in the show.
Thank you very much.